Hey everybody, I'm HelpingHans, and today in this video I'll give you a general introduction to Men of War 2's gameplay. Men of War 2 is a real-time strategy game with a big focus on tactical gameplay. Every unit can be directly controlled, and they each have their own inventory, which can be managed to help give you the edge. In this example here, you can see a rifleman loot the corpse of a fallen anti-tank soldier, and pick up the Panzerschreck along with a few spare rockets. Now equipped with some heavy firepower, this rifleman takes down an incoming Soviet tank. The battlefield itself is incredibly important to take into account, as buildings can be served as strong points of defence and lookout positions. They can also be upgraded to further increase their durability. The terrain and elevation will also give players huge advantages as well. See here how this artillery gun is hidden behind this hill so that no enemy vehicle can get a direct line of sight onto it. To get started in Men of War 2, it is highly advised to go through all the basic training missions which can be found in the main menu here. By completing these missions, you will gain a good understanding of the game's mechanics such as direct control, how to gauge shell penetration for different types of vehicles, and much more. Another amazing feature for Men of War 2 is that you can compare the units in this panel down over here. So you click the units panel. And let's say we wanted to compare maybe the MG34 and the MG42 of Germany. So what we do is we click this, click down to Germany. So we just get the German units. And here we go for the MG34. Get some nice information down here. You know, its advantages and disadvantages, its abilities. Click add. Grab the MG42 as well. Click add. And then we go click compare. And then here we have a nice breakdown of both machine guns. You can see the battle rank of the MG42 is 2 more than that of the MG34. However, the MG42 has an extra 5 vision. So this is a great way to compare different units if you want to do so and get you a bit more information about each unit. Once you've completed the tutorials, it is a good idea to familiarise yourself with the battle interface. To start with, you have your mini-map at the bottom left-hand corner. And if you press Ctrl M on your keyboard, you can adjust its position by just left-clicking on it, its size, and its transparency, and its grid transparency, like so. And by clicking on your minimap, you can jump to other areas on the map. Down to the bottom right, we have the game menu, which we then can change the hotkeys if you want to, edit any sound or game or graphic settings, online options, package manager as well, which I imagine is to do with modding. Also can hide the interface altogether. And you can press Shift plus 11 as well to get it back. So if you want to just watch the battlefield and take some nice screenshots or some nice video footage without any of the UI on the screen, you can do that, which is pretty nice. Shift 11 again to get it back. You can hide the minimap altogether. You can show our history, message history over there. If I enter, I can type in, say hello. There we go. And then if I press message history, you can see my message pop up over there. We've got highlight items, so we can see all the dead units on the battlefield or support weapons. That's just, or I could just press C on my keyboard. You can highlight silhouettes as well. So that's seeing some units that that might be hiding behind buildings. If I look over here, maybe you might be able to see the silhouette. Yeah, so we can see the silhouette of this anti-tank gun through the wall. If I pretend it off, we won't be able to see it. Helps you see things through sight blockers. By pressing V, you can just highlight corpses. Friendlies indicated in kind of yellow, enemies in red. Battle stats, see who got the last kills. If you missed it, up the top over here, which pops up. So this is the kill feed that continuously pops up in the top right. And then we've got control tips as well. You can turn them on or off. And lastly, down the bottom right, we have another way to access the minimap options by just clicking this button down here rather than just pressing Control M. So next part of the interface I'll be discussing is the units. So over here on the left-hand side, you can see all the units you've called onto the battlefield. The red light bulb symbol over here will indicate that I have been kind of like spotted. They might mean kind of knows I'm roughly in this area. However, this tiger has got an eye symbol next to it, a red eye, which means my opponent knows exactly what kind of unit it is. It knows exactly where it is located on the map, and they know it's a tiger tank in the center of the map. On the left-hand side, we also see that this tiger tank is missing a crew member, which means he's probably been killed, and you can tell that by the fact that there's a grey box there. You can see this tank can fit 5 crew members, and if I would want to increase the tank crew back up to its full strength, I would have to call in fresh tank crew members from one of the panels over here on the right. So you'll also sometimes see an exclamation mark appear on the left-hand side of here, which means your units are getting engaged. So next we'll be talking about the right-hand side of the interface. Here we can see our population cap. We're currently 123 out of 1,500. We also have our manpower income and our total amount of manpower there and how much we're getting over on the right. Here we have our infantry squad, so we can call in standard infantry. Up here is the number, how much population cap they're going to take up. They're going to cost 40, and you can see by the green silhouettes of men there, there's 8 men that's going to come onto the battlefield when I call them. So we click that, then right-click to call them onto the battlefield, and they just spawn in like so. So that's your infantry. Some infantry squads are, most infantry, all vehicles will generally spawn in from your side of the map where you start from. But other units like paratroopers, you could call them in deeper behind enemy lines. So if I do this, you'll see that a plane will spawn in on the map. I'll just tilt my camera up and you can see the plane is going overhead and will power drop some those guys deep behind enemy lines. So next up we have kind of other infantry you can call in as well. So here is just your kind of infantry squads. Now we go to just standard infantry, so you can get maybe a single spotter out, maybe a single rifleman. Perhaps you want to get some tank crew, flamethrowers, all kind of type of specialists that you can get there. Up next is support vehicles. So from your Opel Blitz to carry troops to the front line, supply trucks, fuel trucks, medical trucks, your motorcycles, your Kuba wagons to get your vision on the battlefield, and the crate for, again, another type of way to supply your units. Up next, we have kind of more support units. It's labelled artillery, but you also get like your machine guns in here, your flat guns, your anti-tank guns, your light indirect fire, and your heavy indirect fire. Down here, we have our light armoured vehicles, you get up to 223s, your Pumas, and some of your half-tracks, which is quite nice. After that, you have your armoured vehicles. So you can kind of get a cool little minesweeper type vehicle here, Panzer IIIs, all the way up to your King Tigers. Then we have gone the self-propelled artillery and your tank destroyers. So you've got the Jaeger 1s, your Hummels, Jagdtigers, Jagdpanthers, Nashorn, all things like that. And then finally over here, for standard units, you have your planes, your aviation. So you can have recon run, standard, kind of like small bombing run there. And you can have your kind of big airstrike like that. Turn the camera and you can see the planes coming on the map and then dropping those bombs like so. Go. Down here you have your special type of resource. Generally in a match you'll only have 150 of this, and if you click down here you get access to your special units. Now these will unlock during a match. You'll be able to call on. This is a classic mode that we're in right now, and as the match progresses you can spend your special resource on maybe getting some of these units out. So the Sturmtiger will cost all of your special resource to call that on the field because it's a very strong unit. Or maybe you want to go for a different type of a King Tiger, or maybe even to get a cheeky Goliath out on the battlefield and blow up some people. Finally, you'll notice that at the bottom of the side here we have withdrawn units. Here we have a unit here that is currently kind of dying, and you'll notice him that you can be healed. If you hover over your mouse or cursor over it, it'll turn into a medic symbol, and also you'll see like a blood drop over his head to indicate that he could be recovered. Right click over when you look over the guy and you'll see a medic come back to the battlefield, and he'll pick that soldier up. So he'll try and take this Panzer Grenadier back, and he'll carry him back, and then after a short amount of time you'll see over here down the bottom right to withdraw units that this guy he'll just despawn there, and then in 1 minute and 37 seconds you'll be able to call this guy back onto the battlefield. Same thing applies to planes. If the plane survives its bombing run, it will then fly off the map. It survives back and it'll then reappear down here. You'll be able to come back onto the battlefield, and then you'll be able to drop another bomb free of charge because you've already paid for the plane over here. At the bottom of the screen you can see our fortifications menu, where we can call on some combat engineers who construct sandbags among other things. I'll get into the fortifications in another video. At the top left and the top right we have the kill counters. So this is my team over here. Any other players would be listed down here alongside me, and you can see my infantry kill count and vehicle kill counts. I believe this is over here is showing my ping to the server. And over here we have our victory counters. So both teams have to start off with 100, and we need the first team to get to 2,500 wins the match. And to gain points you need to capture key objectives, like at this control zone type map where you've got to capture and control these key locations on the map, or in other game modes where you push forward and you take flags where the game tells you to push forward and attack certain key locations. You also gain points when you kill enemy units. Men of War 2 also has some nice communication tools. If you press T on your keyboard, bring up some options here that you can communicate to your teammates. So we could say, let's say we wanted to say there was enemies in behind us.
Attention, enemy in the rear.
Enemy in the rear, little dialogue there as well to say that. Got to be making sure though that your camera, where you want to ping it, you need to have it. It's normally in the center of your screen. So let's say we want to attack the D point. We need to move over to the D point on our mini map, and then say come over here and click attack.
Let's attack this territory.
If we want to go defend D, we got to move over here again to say let's defend this point. Also, pressing Y brings up some other communication options as well. Say thank you, good fight, gather yourself, or whatever you want to say during a match. Pressing Y or T again will remove that, so you don't have to worry about sending a communication where you don't want to. So here we are in a lobby, and there are many different game modes for Men of War 2, but we'll get into all those game modes in another video. If you're wondering about the rules though for specific game modes, what you need to do is once you get into a lobby, go to settings, and then you click up here, which is the rules button, and it'll give you the specific rule set for that specific game mode that you might be playing in. You go to matchmaking, and you go to PvP battalions. Once again, you can click down to the rules over here to get information about this PvP mode for battalions. And the same thing for like classic as well. There's a rule button over here. You can click and it gives you a breakdown of what you need to do for this type of game mode. To end on for this video, I wanted to talk about the difference between these two settings, which is competitive mode or realism. And this can be changed in the lobby system. When you get into a lobby, you click settings, you go down to game setting here, or if you go to options, you go to packages, and you can turn the realism mode on or off here. If it's off, you'll have competitive on. So the difference here is that realism removes the visual cues such as HP on the vehicles, info bars, penetration markers, and a great majority of the icons standard players prefer, as it feeds them with a lot more information. This is a setting that is for the veterans of the series who know vehicle stats by heart. It also brings in practical changes with limiting the range of the artillery, requiring commanders to be more precise and careful with the deployment of these units. So I just want to give a bit more explanation about the difference between competitive and realism. So here we can see we're in competitive mode because we have the green bar and this kind of bar around this whole icon here shows our health. And as our health drops, you'll see it go, the green go down to like orange and red when it gets down up to here and lower. Right now, we've got the green light bulb, which means we're not revealed. If we were to fire one shot off into the enemy or just into the general vicinity of the enemy, just fire a random shot over there, you can see that this red light bulb starts to fill up. And if we fire one more time, it'll go all the way up and then we'll be completely revealed. When it's like this and we have the red light symbol here, it means the enemy knows there's something over here, but they don't know exactly what and exactly where its position is. They're just seeing some light flashes around this area. We fire one more time, we'll be revealed though, as you can see. Now they know exactly what we are, and they'll probably get artillery to hit it because they'll be more accurate because they know exactly my position. And to remove this red eye symbol, you just need to not fire again for a short while. Maybe you probably want to move from this position. And also if you camouflage as well, it helps with reducing the amount the red light fills up when you do fire. And basically what you want to be doing is just firing and then wait for the red light to go all the way down and then fire again. That way you will constantly stay kind of visible, as it were, in the fog of war. So right here we have some enemy vehicles. We'll try and line up a shot here with our tank round. We need to swap over pressing Q. There we go, we hit the target. And see, we didn't get revealed because we were, the red light was only less than, wasn't filled up at all there. Try and fire again now on this unit. Direct control mode here. There we go, hit it. And that time we got revealed because we didn't wait for the red light bulb to go all the way down. Now in realism, you won't get red eye symbol. You won't know if you've been directly revealed or not. So competitive is kind of easier to gauge if you've been spotted by the enemy. Other massive difference between competitive and realism is that you do not get a limitation on how far your tanks can shoot or your artillery can shoot in competitive. As you can see here, this tiger can shoot the entire length of the map. I can just shoot off anywhere into the sky or whatever like that. And here we have realism with this king tiger, as you can see, with the white numbers going up. That says my range. And as soon as it gets to red, not those red numbers, that means I'm out of range and I can't fire that far. So guys, that's the end of the video, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did and want more content, check up over here and over here. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, make sure to click the button down here. To catch the next video, guys, take care, and I'll see you soon.